As I usually say, South Caucasus in itself is a region that it's not that you wouldn't really know about it, but if you're not really interested, and then you're from other part of the world, then you wouldn't really like know what's really going on there.
Puede que no tengas muy claro dónde está el Cáucaso Sur. Esta zona entre Rusia, Turquía e Irán no tiene mucho que ver ni con Rusia, ni con Turquía, ni con Irán. Está rodeada de grandes montañas que se identifican con los conflictos de la zona. El Ararat, el Pico Dombay o Karabaj son símbolos que separan a los ciudadanos de estos países. Hospitalarios y acogedores, los caucásicos tienen la suerte y la desgracia de mantener una cultura y unas tradiciones en medio de grandes intereses. Con 3 conflictos políticos entre sus fronteras, esta región no aparece en las noticias. ¿Por qué no sabemos nada de ellos? Fue en marzo de 2013 cuando conocimos a jóvenes de Armenia, Georgia y Azerbaiyán. Poco sabíamos de sus países, más allá de estereotipos como conflicto con Turquía, buen vino o sede de Eurovisión. Eran jóvenes como nosotros, curiosos y con ganas de aprender de los demás. Pero nos sorprendió que su vida diaria se relacionara con conceptos como disparos, guerra, campo de refugiados o desplazados internos. Fue entonces cuando decidimos hacer un documental que respondiera algunas preguntas. Queríamos saber de qué manera viven los jóvenes este tipo de situaciones y qué hacen para intentar cambiarlas. Pero primero debíamos saber qué era para ellos la paz.
The word peace makes me calm, in harmony, to be in harmony. I don't know, it makes me relaxed, the word peace. So I want to see peace and to be surrounded by peace.
For me, is a part of the life which cannot be separated from freedom, from being healthy. If you want to be healthy, you need peace.
Peace for me, living in equal conditions, respecting each other, trying to make empathy for each other.
For me, personally, peace is not just absence of violence or war. For me, peace is the opportunity for everyone, or it's also minority groups and other vulnerable groups, opportunity to participate in the public life equally as the majority.
Peace is everything. First of all, peace for me is the friendship between Armenia and Azerbaijan. It's the main thing I would like to concentrate on. When I imagine peace, first of all, this comes to my mind.
In this direct mean, peace is, for me, is absence of direct violence. But it can also refer to, for example, for conflict inside of me, inside of my soul.
Իսկ ինչ եմ ես հասկանում խաղաղություն ասելով Հայաստանի համար, առաջին հասկանում եմ Հայաստան առանց սահմանների ու առանց թշնամիների.
Having peace is like having freedom. When you sit in your country and you feel comfortable, you feel cozy, just in your room, it means that you have peace.
Շատ մեծ հասկացություն է, որի մեջ մտնում են եւ եղբայրություն, եւ բարեկամություն, եւ սեր, եւ հարգանք, այն ամեն զգացմունքները, որոնք դրական են եւ կարող են իր մեջ ներառել այն ամենը, ինչ կարող է արտահայտել մի բառով խաղաղություն։
Իսկ խաղաղությունը իմ համար շատ բարդ հասկացություն է, որովհետեւ այդքան հեշտ չի ասել, թե ինչ է խաղաղություն։ Իսկ թվում է խաղաղությունը այն զգացումն է, որ դու չես ցանկանում, այսինքն դու չունես տագնապներ քո ապագայի համար, այսինքն վստահ ես, որ ապագան ավելի լավ է լինելու։
Əsas o ki, sülh olası, sülh şəraitində yaşayasan, qonşu kimi bir yerdə. Sülh mənim üçün həyatdan böyük sülh olar ki, Azərbaycan və Ermənistan arasında sülh olsun. Və mən öz doğulduğum yerə qayıdım. Hər kəslə bir yerdə yaşayım. Fərqi yoxdur, Azərbaycan, Erməni, İspan, İngilis. Əsas o ki, insanlar arasında sülh olsun, qonşuluq, mehribançılıq olsun.
La paz para mí es la vida. Si quieres vivir, si sabes cómo tienes que vivir en un mundo donde hay la paz. Si no hay la paz, no puedes vivir como un humano, como una persona.
It's not the absence of war. If there is peace, it doesn't mean there is no problem, there is no war. For me, peace is when there is a consensus reached by both parties, then I would say there is a peace.
When society really understands that there is no alternative to peaceful resolution of their conflicts. Doesn't matter what kind of conflicts. When violence is excluded.
For me, peace is harmony, absence of violence, and feeling of freedom. This is peace for me, and as one of the greatest people said, an eye to an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. So peace is very important.
Off the shoulder gallows, hair wrapped around my neck, my bones cracked, my eyes rolled back. What else could I expect? Fell from her skull. They coiled and covered my brain.
The trainings and regular meetings with people from different countries help them to think differently, not to be nationalistic, not to be intolerant towards others' cultures and others' opinions. As you know, Armenia and Azerbaijan are like in a conflict together over Karabakh issue. So sometimes it is hard to find a partner, to find people who can understand that you want peace and you want to work for peace. And for this you need just to meet, to tolerate each other and to understand that you are the same people, you have the same values.
From learning point is very good. We are learning something. There is a discussions, debate, group works, people are discussing, analyzing the things and learning new methodologies, getting new information. But from cultural side it's also very, very important, I think.
Yes, some people still have these painful memories because they walked through this old pain. They saw people dying, killing, or being killed. It's a trauma, and it won't be easy to forget. I don't think they will forget, but I think that if there will be someone coming out from both sides, some group of people protesting and saying, okay, we want this peace now, and stop killing the soldiers from both sides. Stop this war and insult. My motivation to become an activist was first my background, because I was born in Karabakh, a conflict zone, and my family became refugee. And my first aim was to be a peace builder for the future of both countries.
The aim of the organization is to empower civil society for their peace building and civil society activism. A lot of influence on my decision had the conflict itself. You know, I lost friends during the war, peers, and then I realized that I don't really want this future for my children.
There's no war in the region, no peace in the region, and the conflict may erupt any second, which is really horrible in the sense that, again, so many people, victims, are going to be the product of this war.
With regards of South Ossetia, unfortunately I don't know what is the current situation, since we we're isolated. But from what I know, from the information, this little information we have access through internet, I think their situation is extremely complicated, because it's a region which is isolation, is completely dependent on Russia.
For quite a long period already, we lack this quite a lot. There are conflicts, armed conflicts, wars, etc. So we need trust. Mm-hmm. We need to trust each other more, and personally, I really feel I have to contribute to this, contribute to the trust building and peace building process in South Caucasus.
For me, first meeting with Armenians, like as a conflict sites, was really hard. I was quite stressed because I knew that these people are coming from the nation who killed my relatives and they destroyed my house, and because of them I'm not living in my own house where I was born. But I tried to overcome it, and I tried to really learn a lot about them, to see them as a human beings, not as an enemy, but as a nationality.
Antes yo, por ejemplo, no me gustaba, yo tenía muchas cosas que no quiero hacer esto, no quiero ver a esta persona, pero después del voluntariado yo como lo veo que es diferente, tienes que hacer el primer paso, puedes olvidar, puedes hacer de manera de paz.
Now I can feel free to talk with my Armenian youths, or we have a conflict and we can talk like what we want. It makes me free to talk with them.
Mən geri qayıdandan sonra dostlarıma bunu danışacağam. Onlara izah edəcəm ki, vəziyyət belədir, bu insanlar da yaxşı insanlardır, bizim yaxşılığımızı da istəyənlər var, pisliyimizi də istəyənlər var. Getdikcə belə mən bir neçəsinin fikrini dəyişdim, onlar da öz ətrafındaşların fikrini dəyişdim. Bundan da biz irəli gedib sülh əldə edə bilərik.
I hope that someday we will have open borders, just we can communicate with youth from Azerbaijan without feeling hate. Without feeling hate to each other. Sometimes this hate is something that you can't explain. You don't have an exact reason to hate them, but you have that feeling inside of your soul, inside of your heart, and it is very difficult to live with it and to share something with them. That's why I want to change something inside of us with this hate. I don't want to live with this hate.
In Georgia, it's not really difficult to talk about conflicts because people are somehow open to that topic. I mean, Abkhaz people and Ossetians, we don't consider them to be our enemies. So people are ready to talk because we had common history for centuries. We lived together. There are still mixed families exist, quite a lot of mixed families.
I think that everything depends on youth because they are more motivated because it concerns their future. And if you can do some volunteering, we have some successful examples. I mean, I know that they can achieve everything, even peace.
I think youth is one of the first important means in order to reach the solution of the conflict.
I think that youth is the power that can change something in his or her community, and that's why I'm doing volunteering work.
Քանի որ երիտասարդները ներկայացնում են մեր հաջորդ, այսինքն ես էլ ներկայացնում եմ մեր հաջորդ սերունդը, հիմնական խնդիրների լուծումը հանգած է մեր վրա, այսինքն մենք ենք փորձելու ինչ-որ կերպ լուծենք, քանի որ մեծ սերունդը արդեն ունի շատ վատ հիշողություններ դրա հետ կապված ու այդ խնդիրների լուծումը իր համար դժվար է։ Դրա համար իմ համար շատ կարևոր է երիտասարդներ ունենալ շատ ակտիվ երիտասարդներ, որոնք կփորձեն զարգացնել Հայաստանը ու լուծել իսկամախնդիրները։
Մենք մեր ապական ենք, մեր երկրի ապական ենք, մենք կարող ենք այն կառուցել այնպիսի ձևով, ինչպիսին մենք ենք ուզում, իսկ մենք ուզում ենք, որ լինի խաղաղություն, մենք ապրենք լավ պայմաններում, քանի որ լավ զարգանալու, հետագա քայլերը անելու համար երիտասարդները շատ կարևոր են, դրա համար բոլորը պետք է շահագրգռված լինեն, որպեսզի երիտասարդները իրենց զարգացնեն.
We decided to work with youth because their minds are more free, they are really more open than the older generation, because for this kind of work, for especially for peace activism, it's important to have an understanding that you don't know everything.
There is nothing impossible. It's all in our hands. And young people are really huge force. They can do it if they believe in themselves, and they believe that they want to reach that peace.
Even though civil society organizations try to involve young people in peace building process, they still lack information and opportunities.
Young generation of Azerbaijan will pay attention their education, because we are trying to be active, but almost half of young generation, they are doing nothing. They are studying, but they are not active in socially or political or economical.
There are several reasons why we use theater of oppressed. First of all, it's a really brilliant methodology that brings very tabooized issues into the public discourse. It's also a good tool to observe conflicting situations from various perspectives and to make people to think about possibilities, how they would solve this issue if they would in place of the protagonist. In a certain stage, it's also fun for people, because those who are dealing with the foreign theater or with the theater oppressed, it's really, for them it's empowering, first of all, because they somehow play with their body, with their emotions. It also helps them to be in the problem that they want to show and that they want to visualize.
I have a lot of pain in my heart, but the past cannot be changed. The thing that we can do, we should stop talking about all these traumatic moments of our history. It's something like putting the pepper on your wound. You don't have to do that. Why you want to remember? Yes, don't forget your history. I don't forget as well. But I'm not the one who killed. Did your father kill my father in the war? Did your brother kill my brother in the war? No. Even though they killed, it was not you. So let's stop this. And this propaganda issue, it's very important to stop it. Because sometimes the source of these propagandas are unknown.
Society really supports militaristic attitudes of the country, both in Armenia and in Azerbaijan, because of this fact of existing conflict. Societies find solutions of all their problems in militaristic power. So they think that more power, you have more militaristic resources. We call it Loop 22. You know, when under the propaganda society, government use propaganda to explain society why they do this, and then society demands from their government to behave this way.
I have to be realistic. I don't really think that in 10 years period much can change, but still at least to make some first steps for trust building. If we reach a level of dialogues, constructive dialogues in all the conflicts we have in South Caucasus, that will be a really good achievement. To have
I believe that conflict might still go on unless something extraordinary is being done by an international community.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't see it in a good state, because we have a lot of problems. We have a lot of human rights violations in the country, and the authorities, the people who are the decision makers, are not that willing to solve them very soon. So I think that in 10 years' time, it won't change for the better. I think it will be even worse.
5 տարվա ընթացքում կցանկանամ, որ Հայաստանում փոխվի, ավելի շատ փոխվի տնտեսական վիճակը ու խաղաղության առումով ավելի լավ, ավելի դրական փոփոխություններ լինեն.
In 10 years, I would like to change in Armenia, first of all, the way of thinking of people. Somehow they are very aggressive. The conflict is, as you know, between Azerbaijan people and Karabaran people is getting, somehow it is in the process of development for the better, but somehow no. And it depends on youth, and it depends on Armenian government.
In order to solve the conflict, we need to first find out the reasons, and we need to know a lot about each other. And when you know the attitude of the another side, the information that another side has, you empathize and you get to know each other better, then you start understanding then what's the reason for you to be in conflict.
Əsas mən istəyirəm ki, insanların həyat şəraiti yüksəlsin, təhsilimiz daha getsə, daha da yaxşılaşsın və getdikcə insanlar müharibə istəməsinlər. Öz torpaqlarımızı geri almaq üçün sülh müqaviləsi istəsinlər. Əsas bizim insanların birində ən çox dəyişmək istədiyim budur. Müharibə ilə yox, sülh yolu ilə torpaqlarımızı geri almaq.
I would love to see this problem to be solved in a peaceful way, of course.
In 10 years, it will be possible to see what we have done and what we have achieved.
For me, hope is expectation. Expectation for a better life and a better present and future. Protection of human rights and promotion of peace depends on each of us, on every person in any country if you face like conflict or violence.
Ապագան ավելի լավն է լինելու, այսինքն այն զգացումն է, որ քեզ պահում է, որ դու շարունակես, այն հույսն ինձ թվում է, այն զգացումն է, որ դու հավատում ես, որ
Hope is the feeling that I can't express, but I'm an optimist person and I hope that one day we will reach our destination. In any way, hope dies last, even if it doesn't exist.
Hope is prospects, my personal dependence about the future that is going to be better than present. My expectation for the positive changes in the future.
It's not tangible, but when you're trying to something, so you are gaining some hope.
Without hope, you can't do anything. I mean, if you have hope, you have goals. Then when you have goals, you do some action, and hope is everything. Yeah.
For me, hope is really very much related to desire. So when you intend to do something and you hope you will succeed, it's like it's a desire to succeed in your wishes.
For me, when I'm saying hope, I see some progress, some positive things that will change. Progress, some people getting benefit, and hope for better, better condition, better situation that we have now. If you think positive, the situations will become positive and better.
I'm a very hopeful person. I don't like to see everything in black color. Even a little bit sunshine, a shine of hope is something that can motivate you to go on, to continue your work, your life. I'm an optimist person. Yeah, hope is very important, especially for us, that because we are very conflict situation, conflict area, Caucasus is very conflict area, and that's why hope is very important for us to survive. I hope that someday we will have open borders, we will have connection and communication with them, and we will live together as neighbor countries, as in other normal areas of the world.
I can say that I hope this conflict will be resolved, but emphasis on the word hope again, in the sense that I wouldn't say I hope and I sit back. I want to say I hope and then take some actions towards this hope to make this hope to come true.
Para la esperanza, primero tienes que hacer muchas cosas, trabajar mucho para que puedes realizar estas esperanzas. Espero un mundo mejor, espero un mundo donde no hay guerra, donde siempre existe solo la paz.
Yeniden bizim ərazimiz olsun, amma orada ancaq sülhlə yaşayaq da. Bizə orada ordu da lazım deyil, orada heç nə lazım deyil. Ancaq bizə lazımdır orada birlikdə yaşamaq, ən əsas da oranı geri almaq.
Առաջինն է դա։ Իսկ հույսը դա որ մի օր կգա այդ օրը, որ Հայաստանը չի ունենա որևէ փակ սահման։
Hope for me is to believe in unbelievable things, impossible things. Hope is something that you have, even everything is dead, nothing is possible around.
Hemos aprendido una lección que todavía hoy nos inspira, que es desde la base, desde el trabajo directo con la gente, cuando realmente se puede hacer un cambio hacia la paz. Y que solo aquellos que luchan a diario, con energía constante, son los que llegan a mover montañas.